Good morning. Welcome to Fibertown. I'm Emily and this is Alice. This is episode 41 and it is November 13th, 2013. And we have kisses today. Alice wanted to say hi to everybody. She wants to say hi to Knits with Bears, who's Lori. And Lori has two dachshunds. I grew up with a dachshund named Greta. Oh, yes, she was a sweetheart. And let's see. Also, she wants to say hi to Karen SWB, who is Karen from Connecticut, who has a Cocker Spaniel. She has a doggie, another doggie. I know. And we also want to say hi to Iya, a witty knitter, who is Iya? I'm not sure how you pronounce that. I'm sorry. She is from Kentucky and wanted to say congratulations. She is a cancer survivor. And anyway, these people all introduced themselves on the introductions thread this week. So, hey, how are y'all doing? Alice and I are doing well. It's cold out there, so Alice just wanted cuddles today. Yes, indeed. So you can find the show wherever you are currently watching it, of course. On Hipcast, there's a Ravelry group with an FO thread for a free pattern every month to be given away randomly. And you can find it on the blog, which is fibertown.blogspot.com, fiber with an R-E. And yay, I'm on Instagram and Ravelry. I'm Chain of Fools on Ravelry, and I'm Fibertown with an R-E on Instagram. And I love Instagram. It's so much fun. Alice is on there. She's it's either Yarn or Alice, pretty much, my Instagram. All right, so today we have show and tell, which is not knitting, shockingly, but some other crafty stuff. We have lots of whips. We have some spinning. And, I need to go grab my acquisitions. I forgot that. So, Alice, I wish you could go do it for me. I wish you were smarter and had opposable thumbs. All right, see you later, Al. Okay, well, I did some sewing this week. Every winter, I make PJ pants. Well, not every winter. This is the second winter I've made pajama pants for my kids using a tutorial online, which is I think the blog is My Cotton Creations. I will link to it in the show notes. Let's see. So yeah, it's super easy. It's super fun. You buy some fleece, which is usually 40% off at Joann's. Like half the time it's 40% off. Also, you get a pair of pants that fits them currently. And you fold the fleece in a certain way, and you lay the current pair of pajama pants out, and you cut around it, and you sew it together. And I got some owl pants from my daughter. Aren't they cute? Oh my goodness, my phone's blowing up here, sorry. So yeah, you don't have to sew in a straight line, because I don't, but my kids love them. Love them. I made one for my son with guitars on it. So yeah, they get to go and pick out their fabric, and this is actually a project kids could do. If I can do it, kids can do it. My daughter is going to be turning 11 on Sunday, which is just shocking. 11 years ago, I was in probably the worst period of my life, which was being pregnant. Oh my gosh, sorry, hang on. Which was being pregnant for 2 extra weeks than I should have been, basically. Although, not that I should have been, due dates and average. I was almost 42 weeks when I had her. Ugh. It wasn't fun. But she's worth it. And she loves owls. And I made her a bag, a project bag. Or an anything kind of bag. It has these cute little owls in the lining. Aren't they adorable? I got this lining fabric at a store called Gather Here, which is in Cambridge, Mass, maybe 2 or 3 summers ago. And I bought quite a bit of it. They have really good quality fabrics there. A lot of Japanese fabrics. So, this cute orange top fabric. And it's got a drawstring that I made out of Cascade Eco Plus, which I just turned into cording. Do y'all know how to do that? Super easy. Instead of sewing the fabric straps, I just made one of those. So she's got a cute little drawstring bag for her birthday, and I will put probably her temperature scarf in here. which is nowhere, well, it's near finished, but it's not there yet. So I need to get cracking on that. Let me show you what I have with that so far. I am about 3/4 of the way through the month of October. So it is a mishmash of yarns. I've got some ends to weave in. It was such a cool summer. Purple was our hottest temperature, and we only had 4 days of it. So there it is right there. And it's really uniform in the beginning. I used really uniform style yarns. And then it got to be just put some hand spun and then a fingering weight. Here's summer and fall. And look, we're back to cooler colors a little bit now. And it's cold now, so probably be doing some blue in there to finish it off. Almost done. Gotta do about a month's worth of days in garter stitch and then weave in the ends, and then I will package it in her little owl bag. So I got to put the rest of my knitting aside and finish that because she's getting that on Sunday. Yes, indeed. All right, so we're into whips, I guess, already. But let me tell you what I'm wearing first before we do that. This is my, excuse me a minute. This is my shawl out of my loop hand spun, which had sari silk in it. The colorway was called Sorry Charlie, and I spun a 2-ply lace weight, which took me forever, and I apologize for the shadows. Hopefully it doesn't bother you too much. So I needed something over my plain Jane outfit today, and this is just the right amount of color. So it started out to be a whippoorwill and turned into something completely different. Whippoorwill by Karina Spencer. It was like interminable knitting. I'm not gonna spin lace weight anymore unless I'm doing it for intentionally for a project, because it takes forever to knit. So it was almost like cobweb. That's how good the prep is on a loop bump. Super easy to spin it that thin. Okay, so the rest of my works in progress, I just have gone cast on crazy. I decided I wanted to make hats for my nieces and nephews for Christmas this year because really, most children I don't know don't need more toys, and my own included. And my nieces and nephews, I hope, would like some hand knit hats. So this one, look at that. This one will be for my niece, and she is 4.5, and she is a feisty little thing. And she loves sparkle and pink and purple. So this is the beginning of a Capucine hat by Adela, Russian last name here. Ilian, I don't remember. I'll put it in the show notes. It is out of some hobbledehoy hand spun. This was the most beautiful bat ever created. It was called Beat Patch, and I bought it at Maryland Sheep and Wool, I think 2012. And it's got nubbins of raw silk, and oh my goodness, it's just gorgeous. It's purples and lime greens and pinks and turquoise and a little bit of orange here and there and sparkle, and oh. So it's knitting up super fun. I'm holding it double, and I don't know if this is going to be, it's supposed to come down far and be a garter stitch hat. So if it's too big for her, I think it would suit me. It would be a good headband, just like this. So more to come on that, but that's a lot of fun to knit. Hobbledehoy stuff is so much fun to spin, and I've spun batlings, and I've spun 2 bats. I have not spun any of her combed top because the bats are so exquisite. Oh no, I have spun 2 bats and 2 sets of batlings. So good stuff. Okay, I have another hat going. This is also out of hand spun for my uncle, and I got, this was going really fast, but then I had to drop it for other priority knitting. This is out of, this is just a beanie that I'm making up. I think I cast on 80 stitches maybe. This is out of Highland Handmaid's Mixed BFL in the Arabesque colorway. And I'm hoping that, you really can't see the pink on the camera. There is a little bit of corally salmony pink in there, but I think it's okay. I think he'll like it. So I have about a week to knit to finish that, so no worries. And I am really enjoying getting back to knitting with hand spun. So I have 2 hand spun hats on the needles. Then I've got all the socks. So this was my opal sock I showed you all last week, which was from the Harry Potter line. I mean, Harry Potter. They did do a Harry Potter line. This is from the Little Prince line. And I barely cast this one on. Hang on a sec. Okay. Not much to show, right? Yeah, I just cast on to make sure it was cast on. Have not done a thing with it since. But I have started working on my son's socks. And these are out of Lane Cervinia and it's called Lane Cervinia Forever. That's the base, I guess. There's the company. And this is the base. Colorway 82. Super duper fun little self-striping. My son says it's bedrock colorways. So grays, blacks, charcoals, and whites. And these are, I cast on 52 stitches, and these are on size 1.5, as are the opal socks. And I have 3 different pairs of socks on the needles using 3 different methods. This one is 2 at a time, magic loop. The opal's double points with carbons. And my 3rd pair of socks is also magic loop, but just one at a time. These are for my husband. And these are on size 2s, actually. And these are my Jin Kui needles that I bought off of eBay. The very, very, very affordable ones. So this is Patton's Croy Sock, blue rag. And now I found out there's a brown rag that I want too. I think the Fat Squirrel was knitting it, so I need to find that one. And I also saw, I was in Michael's and I noticed that, I think, yeah, it was Patton's also makes like a Zauberball Crazy kind of sock yarn. So I might have to buy more sock yarn, seriously. All right, so that's the smaller projects that are on the needles. Is that right? Did I do it all? Yes. 3 pairs of socks, 2 hats, and a sweater. My hero sweater. I have completed both of the sleeves, so let me show those off to you guys. And there goes the body onto the floor. And my hair is just dying a slow death. I thought I could get away with not doing a full-on hair washing before this show. Sorry. I'm a little manky today. All right, 2 sleeves, look at that. This one is blocked. This one is not. You can see this one is a bit, what would I call that? The color work is still a bit bunchy in places, especially right there. But they match, and that's the important thing. And these are, they're short because it's a round yoke cardigan, which will get more material here when you join and do the yoke. The yoke will be part of the sleeve over here. What's interesting about these sleeves is that I didn't realize until I was partway through with this one that, I don't know if you can see, but I used different hands for the different colors. And in person, you can see the difference in yarn. I think they call it yarn dominance. Let me hold it up closer, see if you can tell. Which color really stands out more. It's different. On this one, the lilac stands out more, and this one, the dark purple stands out more. Anyway, so it really does make a difference when you're doing color work, which color you hold in your dominant hand and which one you hold in your non-dominant hand. So The Hero is out of Cascade 220, and this is like a purple heather. And then this is Shepherd's Wool in lilac. Now I've done a color change up on this Hero, and I love the change. I was going to do these two colors plus a gray plus a green, and I just couldn't find the perfect green. So I went to a local yarn store that I never go to, but I should go there more because I think they've improved in what they carry. They have shepherd's wool, and I am falling in love with shepherd's wool. It's so nice to work with. So I chose this mustardy color, and I think it's going to look spectacular in the yoke. So all of these colors, mostly shepherd's wool with the Cascade as the main body. I think it's going to provide a really nice pop, subtle but classy, and I'm excited to get to the yoke. So let me show you what I've knit on so far with the body. Now, there are a lot of choices to be made in knitting the Hero, a lot. How are you going to do the hem? Are you going to do ribbing, or are you going to do hem? Are you going to lengthen the body? I know last time I said that I was going to knit something interesting into the hem. Probably not going to happen. I want to finish this in the month of November. I have maybe a 75% chance of doing that, given everything else I'm knitting. Also, I knit the sleeves on 8s, and I'm knitting the body on 9s. And I cast on for quite a large size in the bottom, and I'm thinking I'm not as big as I thought I was, because I am getting gauge now on 9s. But it's pretty darn big. I have it on 2 different circulars so I can try it on. And I need to try it on again. I need to compare it to sweaters that currently fit me in that area and decide if it's going to get ripped out or not. But I did do the hem, and you can see that this line here is where I joined it. So it'll look really nice once it's blocked. There's the hem. And I really haven't gotten that far on the rest of it, but that's because I need to take a step back and reevaluate which size I'm knitting. I do not want to rip this out. I so don't want to rip this out. But I don't want it to look totally like flared and A-line on the bottom and then be a more fitted top. I don't know if that would be a good look. So I don't know. I don't know. I want it to fit. I want it to look good. So I'm going to have to make some hard choices, I think. So that is the Hero, and that is our knit along, and there's a lot of chatter going on in the Hero thread, the HAL. The HAL is going from November 1st to January 15th, so there's plenty of time. I might just abandon all hopes of getting it done in November for Nanny Swimo and just take my time and knit it properly. So yeah, let's see. Oh, the other decision to make is, are you going to do color work on the bottom? And I think that the pattern, like at the hem, I think that the pattern does not have it at the hem, and I looked at all the projects I could on Ravelry and decided to do just a solid hem with no color work, because I just feel like I don't want to draw attention to that area. I think it looks great on certain figures with the color work at the bottom, but I think I'm going to keep true to pattern. So yeah, so the HAL is going strong, and lots of people are showing what they're doing and their progress and asking questions and getting answers from other viewers. So come on over there and join in and tag your project with FTHAL. A couple people have tagged theirs, and it's really easy to search. If you don't know how to search for tags, if you go to the patterns page on Ravelry, scroll all the way to the bottom, it has something down at the bottom that says search by tag. You click on that, you put in FTHAL, and it'll show you all the patterns that people have tagged, all the projects that people have tagged with that tag. So it's a good way to look at a quick glance and see what's going on. There will be prizes for the HAL. If you are an independent business owner, fiber related in some way, or I guess, it doesn't have to be fiber related. If you would like to promote your store and donate a prize for the HAL, that would be much appreciated. I'm definitely open to that. So contact me on Rav if you would like to do that. So I think there'll be patterns, there'll be yarn, and perhaps other things. So let's talk about spinning. I did do some spinning this week, and I finished 2 things. I finally did my Fiber Town She's Crafty colorway from Gourmet Stash. Look at that. It's beautiful. It's a 3-ply. Like all of the Punis I've done so far, I've done them 3-plies. And this one was done on 3 different spindles. Tibetan, Trindle, and Turkish. Now last time I was saying how I was having trouble with the Turkish. And my dislike of it was mostly from feeling like I'm constantly winding on, and the half hitch knot that you have to undo every time you wind on, unless there's something I'm missing with Turkish spindling. That is an issue. I love the little turtle you get at the end. That was super easy to ply from. So I like the Turkish, and I got an excellent, I like the Turkish in that the result you get is good. Eutrapalia suggested to me that I use it supported, and that way you can build on a temporary cop like you do on a Russian or a Tibetan. And I'm definitely going to try that, because you can absolutely use that supported. I think I knew that, but it just never dawned on me, and she brought it to my attention, and I think that's a great idea. So I think I will try that. So Fiber Town She's Crafty came out gorgeous. I also did Intense Spearmint from Gourmet Stash, and this has got light grays. This is not coming out true to color at all. It's got light grays and greens, and nope, doesn't want to show up. So you want to see all my Gourmet Stash spun up? There it is. There's the Albers cowl. However, I think I'm going to need a neutral to go with this, maybe a gray. So maybe one more round of spinning and I will have what I need. All these tags are in the way. Oh, I see what's happening. Get you out of the way. So this is 7 colors, which is what it calls for, but they're very vibrant gorgeousness. I think I'm going to need a neutral. So I'm thinking I'll get to this maybe as a nice selfish holiday knit after I'm done with everything else. I always say I'm not going to do holiday knitting for anyone, and some years I don't, but this year all of a sudden I'm thinking hats and socks. So we'll see if I can get it done. So what else for spinning? I loved that so many of you commented on the combing I did last time, and it's a lot of fun. And I was going through a basket and found a couple locks of my Hog Island fleece. Now, Hog Island is a breed of sheep that is extremely endangered. I believe there are, I could be making this up, I think there are less than 100 in the world. And Hog Island is an island in the Chesapeake Bay in Virginia, I believe. Chesapeake Bay goes Delaware, Maryland, Virginia. And in the 1930s, the island was evacuated of human beings and because of a storm, and only sheep were left behind. And these sheep were descendants and isolated descendants of some of the first colonial sheep that were brought to the Americas, at least to the eastern seaboard colonies. So since the 30s, they had been left alone and had gone feral, and they were a genetically interesting bunch because of their isolation, and also, they hadn't had any breeding with other sheep. So they were essentially like a sheep in a time capsule. of the 1800s. Mount Vernon, which was George Washington's home in Alexandria, Virginia, or I guess Mount Vernon, Virginia, acquired some of these sheep, and they have them at Mount Vernon, which is set up to look like the plantation that it was. I found out that you can acquire Hog Island fleece through Mount Vernon. And I reserved a fleece. I was not able to select the fleece myself. I just showed up, and a very nice farmhand, sheep person, showed me around, showed me some of the sheep, and they're little, and he handed me a garbage bag of fleece. So I had no say in what the fleece was, and the fleece was, to my mind, a disaster. And you can read about Hog Island in the Fleece and Fiber Source book. I think the staple length was on average a 1/2 inch, but it varied. It was extremely dirty, like the sheep had rolled. It looked like the sheep had rolled in like a bucket of barley with other assorted veggie stuff is thrown in there. It was so dirty. And it was full of broken bits of wool, and with full disclosure, it was very had urine staining. It didn't work out for me. But so with full disclosure, I destashed it on Ravelry to, I believe, someone in Florida. And all I did was have them pay for shipping. I did not pay that much for the fleece, and I just had them pay for shipping. I'm kind of regretting that now because I have combs. That's where the story is going. Combs related. I found a few locks of it that I had kept back just for, sentimental value. And I combed it. And it is so much better than it was when it was carded. I was able to get it much cleaner. And it's very springy. Look at that. You can still see there are bits of, there's a nep right there. But I'm kind of regretting it, and I'm kind of thinking maybe I want to try again with Hog Island. It's not super soft, but it's clean. And it's spinnable, and it's springy, and it's an interesting wool. So, I don't know. Maybe I'll try again with Mount Vernon in the spring, get another fleece. So, I love the combs. They are a worthy fiber instrument. My gosh, my hair is driving me nuts. Anyway, let me take care of this here. I also got to be a spinning teacher this week, just for a little bit. I didn't tell my friend Leanne that I was, I had no intentions of teaching her to spin, but we were hanging out, we were sewing pajama pants, and I was like, you should try to spin. And this is what she spun. Look how even! I taught her to park and draft, and on my shocked high-low spindle, and this is just Polworth that I dyed. So not even really a beginner fiber, but look at how beautiful that is. Yeah, first time ever touching a spinning instrument. So I also enabled my friend Leah into a used spinning wheel. So I had a lovely week of fiber enabling. So I bet Leanne's going to pick up the spindle again at some point. I offered to lend it to her, but she's not there yet. I think it's coming though. Alrighty. I think that's pretty much it, except for my acquisition. Looking around. Be right back. I'm back. Instagram is the mother of all enablers. It enables the enablers to enable. So this is Mind the Gap by Trailing Clouds in the UK. And yes, somebody posted that they were updating with this amazing colorway. I think it's 12 stripes. Anyway, it's insane. Self-striping, maybe 12, 14 stripes of all of the London Tube line colors. Hence the Mind the Gap. So 75% pure British blue face Leicester, 25% nylon, 464 yards. It's mine. Ever since I saw people getting this, maybe last winter, I've wanted it, and now it is mine. Ta-da! So that's what I've got for enabling. That's the show, folks. So I will see you all next week. And until then, you all take care. Bye-bye.